Okay, so then they sort the bags out, they sort the clothing out, and they get it into bags. These are all preemies. So if you're donating clothes to Gently Hugged, they need money, but they also need kids clothing, and it's baby clothing. So this is going to be preemies, newborns, all the way up to 1 year. They put together a bag, and in that bag is enough clothing supplies, including diapers and things like that. It's enough clothing supplies to get the baby through the first year of their life. Every bag includes a handmade blanket, a book or two to read to the child. And all that is provided in this one bag. And the bags are then delivered in different places around San Diego County to these organizations that take care of mothers that just had babies that don't have the money for their own babies. All right. So we have a caller coming in, and that's Lizzie. Lizzie, welcome to the Word on Wealth. What is your favorite charity?
Hello.
Hi, Lizzie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so great. I'm very excited to be on your show. Huge fan.
I love it. Well, I love it when a fan calls. So Lizzie, we're talking about favorite charities, and I'm talking about one of my favorite charities is Gently Hugged. Tell us about your favorite charity.
So my favorite charity is the Salvation Army. And this is mainly because my papa, my mom's dad, when he was younger and he was struggling financially, they were really good about helping him getting back up on his feet. So they're a special special charity to my family in particular, because they helped out my family. So I think it's really important, and I want to give them some recognition for that.
So tell me about that, the Salvation Army, because I mean, the way I'm familiar with the Salvation Army is if I have excess goods, I can take them there. I can drop them off at the different collection stations, and then I can go in and buy stuff. How did they help your papa?
I'm not sure exactly how the charity works, the inner workings of it, but I just know that when he wasn't able to buy like clothing and stuff, they were willing to give him whatever he needed so that he was comfortable. So, cool. Yeah, that's all I know about it personally.
That's really cool. And I love the firsthand thing, because I mean, many of us give, contributions, donations to Salvation Army, and you see later that somebody, goes to the Salvation Army and buys this dress, and usually it's a friend of mine or something, but I never see how, like, the real purpose, and that is to generate, the care for people like that. Well, that's really great. Salvation Army. Thank you very much for plugging the Salvation Army, Lizzie from San Diego.
No problem.
Lizzie, thanks for calling. Appreciate it. All right, we got lines open. 888. Goodbye, Lizzie. 888-344-1170. 888-344-1170. That was Lizzie from San Diego, plugging Salvation Army. Thank you, Lizzie. All right, you guys, we got lines open. 888-344-1170. Tell us your favorite charity. It's not going to take you long. Just call, say who they are. If you want to talk about them a little bit, that's great. If you are a charity, probably a good time to call and tell us who you are and what you're all about. I can do 501c3 organizations. We can talk about nonprofits also. It doesn't have to be charity. It can be nonprofit, a nonprofit benefit corporation. Call me, tell us about that organization, 888-344-1170. So with Gently Hugged, they produce these bags, and the bags are kind of, it's like a gigantic shopping bag, I guess, if you will. It's not like something you'd put your groceries in. It's a bag that's probably 10 inches thick and about 14 inches wide and about 18 inches tall. And it is packed by women that are literally, that's what they do. They expertly pack the packages. When I was at the benefit on Wednesday, when they were kind of saying, hey, thanks for all your help, they were talking about the number of children that they help by the number of bags they produce. And then the number was almost 5,900 bags. It was like 68,000 handmade items, because there are people that just create handmade items for these bags too. So you can imagine being a mom, trying to figure out how you're going to get through the next year or whatever, because you have a new baby, you kept the baby, you love the baby, you have no way to really get through and be comfortable. And then you get this bag of of goodies and clothing and stuff for that baby to get them through the first year. I mean, how wonderful would that be? And that you've got Judy Blackford to thank for that, and her whole crew that she has there at the Gently Hugged. Let's see, the way it's done is there are these different organizations. I mean, it's in East County, Escondido. There's this place called Neighborhood Care. There's San Diego Public Health. There's Sharp Mary Birch, and all these different, some of these big famous places get these donations from Gently Hugged to provide for these babies. You can go to the website, gentlyhug.com. You can go to my website and click on their link that's on my website, but you can go to gentlyhug.com if you want to make donations to babies. And, we got to reward these mamas that are having babies, and they're difficult to get through. They really love these kids and they need help, and you can do that. You can provide some help, whether it's a few bucks or a lot of bucks or a few pieces of clothing or a lot of pieces of clothing. Do that. Go to gentlyhugged.org, gentlyhug.org. If I kept saying calm, I'm so sorry. It's gentlyhug.org. If you type in gentlyhug, it'll come up. Gentlyhug.org. This is Gary Quackenbush on the Word on Wealth. We're going to keep going on what your favorite charity is. So give us a call at 888-344-1170. Coming up next, your favorite charity here on the Word on Wealth.
You don't need.
Okay, when callers call in, they need to speak up. They're being very on, and I'm just saying from a producer's perspective, they're being very.
Tell a friend about this broadcast outreach, The Word on Wealth, with Gary Quackenbush of GQ Law. Call or click to request your free initial consultation or to talk with a member of the team. Call Gary at 855-500-TRUST. GQLaw.com.
You're live.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Word on Wealth. Happy day. This is our Friday, our Feel Good Friday show. We talk about, today we're talking about your favorite charities. And we have a couple other of our listeners that have called in. So let's take Chuck. How you doing today, Chuck? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. So Chuck, tell us about who's your favorite, or what is your favorite charity?
Focus on the family.
Focus on the Family. Why do you like Focus on the Family?
Because they help families. Families are in bad shape these days because fathers don't stay around. They're not committed to the family. And families are breaking up, and Focus on the Family will help you with that. You can call them at 1-800-8-FAMILY, and they can help you.
I love it. Chuck, thank you so much. Happy 4th of July, and appreciate you calling up and talking to us about Focus on the Family. Awesome. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, there are more lines open, 888-344-1170. And now we have Mary from San Diego. Mary, how you doing today? Welcome to the show.
Hi. My favorite charity is CAPS Pregnancy Clinics. They provide needed services for young ladies who need them at a very critical time in their lives.
Wonderful. Appreciate that. So Mary, I appreciate you talking about CAPS. Is it CAPS?
CAPS, yes. And there are 4 clinics in San Diego. There's one in just about every area of the city to provide these services for anyone who needs them. And they do ultrasounds, they do exams, and so forth, and all the services are free.
Wow, that's fantastic. What a needed service. Thank you very much for sharing that
Yep.
with us, Mary. Appreciate it. All right, that was Mary from San Diego, CAPS Pregnancy Clinics in San Diego, 4 different locations. I really appreciate you bringing that information up to us. We have some.
I have one of my favorite charities, Gary, that I've featured actually here on the radio station for a number of years.
Talk to us about it, Noah.
Well, their name is Higher Patriots, and people can go to higherpatriots.com. They've been around a long time, and they're just run by just the most amazing couple, husband and wife, and they are there to solve veteran unemployment, not just here locally, even though they are based locally, but nationwide. There's a local daily job board. They help people really try and find work when they have been discharged from the military, and they just have such patriotic hearts and hearts for the people that have given their life and service to this nation. And especially, I think it's a good one to mention coming up on the 4th of July holiday.
Oh, wonderful. I appreciate that. So we've got higherpatriots.com. I love that. Appreciate that, Noah. And then I would imagine they probably I guess you can go on there. They obviously, everybody's looking for, the donations that they need, and that might be something that people could
Yeah,
provide.
you can go on there as a veteran, and you can get jobs there. You can also go on there and post jobs. So there's lots of ways to be involved with that. And obviously, it's a not-for-profit, and it's actually one that was started again by this husband and wife combination. So like any of these great nonprofits, if you want to, volunteer or make donations, and that's how they keep going.
Great. I appreciate that. So higherpatriots.com, great charity, especially for this weekend. That's great. Good call, Noah. Appreciate that, man. All right. So Noah there are lines open. You can give us a call, 888-344-1170. You're calling into the Word on Wealth radio program. We are here every Monday through Friday. We're here at 2:00 on KCBQ and KPRZ. And we are taking calls today on this very special Friday before our 4th of July holiday. Tell me about your favorite charity. So far, we have Gently Hug, Salvation Army, Focus on the Family, CAPS Pregnancy Clinic, higherpatriots.com. And so give us a call, 888-344-1170. Noah will answer the phone. Tell Noah your name and that you either want to just declare your favorite charity to Noah and he will relay that information, or that you want to talk to me about it. I'd be happy to do
if
both.
you don't want to go on the air, it's not necessary, but we always like to hear your voice.
Absolutely. We're going to make it easy. We have not consumed anyone. We just are super nice. So call us at 888-344-1170. Call right now, 888-344-1170. Tell us about your favorite charity. I have another one. There's a gentleman named Tony Teravainen. Okay, so Tony founded STEP, STEP. It's Support the Enlisted Program. This guy was he's worked for all different companies, but he's a very interesting, he's the CEO of STEP now. STEP is growing very quickly, and you can just go look, pretty much on any social media platform, what STEP does. It's Support the Enlisted Project. And it's anything to do with military, enlisted. I mean, I've been at different functions where he's there and I go, Tony, what are you doing here with STEP? And he and his wife are there. They're basically the people that are kind of doing the lion's share of the work with all their volunteers to get the STEP program up and running and going along. So that's, to me, that's one of those charities that I really love, because it's just, it's easy to support. It's easy to be good about and enjoy. Let's see. So I'm going, so with Gently Hugged, I'm going to go on that a little bit more. We got lines that are open, 888-344-1170. Come on, you guys, give us a call, 888-344-1170. Call. You're going to get Noah. Tell him we're here on the Word on Wealth, and just tell him who your favorite charity is, or get on the air with me, Gary Quackenbush, here on the Word on Wealth, and tell us who your favorite charity is. One of the organizations that it is in San Diego that I think is absolutely fantastic is Father Joe's Village. And in some organizations that I belong to over the years, dealing with youth programs and helping youth, and in the Boy Scouts of America, we would do projects at Father Joe's Villages. And we would go down there and basically ask, what can we do? And we got a walkthrough of the program. And it's very interesting to actually talk to Father Joe and him telling us, how much money the organization needed to thrive and to keep going, and what they provided in their services. And it is pretty wild how many people they help. And it's literally, glasses, shoes, teeth, jobs, all these different things that they provide. People that are homeless have the opportunity to go down there. And there are more than just that organization. Father Joe's is one. There's a lot of other organizations specifically for homeless people around San Diego. And I've been dealing with a few of them to try to help a couple homeless people figure out, how to kind of get back on their feet. If they're willing, they can put in the work and not have to put in any money and get themselves back on their feet. And I thought one of the coolest things about Father Joe's Village, which was kind of interesting, because I said, well, how are you giving glasses to people? I don't understand. I mean, glasses are unique to every person. And they were saying, well, they're not really that unique, because if we get donations of, 1,000 pair of glasses, they just put them on this little scope and they can figure out what magnification strength in each lens and whatever. And they would just classify them in different categories. And they'd have a box with, somebody that has 20/30 vision and is nearsighted, all that. And so they would have the people that were in Father Joe's Village that would go and they would say, okay, they check their vision. They say, you know what, you need to select glasses out of that box there. And it may not be absolutely perfect, but it is way better than they had. They also would do, so that they could get jobs, they had free dental that was provided. And as long as you commit to not be there during the day, you had to always be out looking for a job. You come back and then they would they'd fix the teeth. They would help you with haircuts and, grooming and all that. It's just so interesting. I just love these organizations that do rehab. And some of these, homeless are, a lot of times there are veterans that have issues, and sometimes they're, just whatever, all different circumstances. So love that those organizations exist like that. We have lines open here on the Word on Wealth. You're going to call in and tell us what your favorite charity is. Call and talk to Noah and either ask to be on the air with me, or just tell Noah your favorite charity and we can announce that on the air. And if you want to plug your favorite charity, then plug away. Give us a call at 888-344-1170, 888-344-1170. We talk about this, these different charities, and I know you on your show around the county, you always have people on that, some people run nonprofits and they have their different organizations. And, we had a couple of those. We had Edwin and
Edwin Edeberry and Barry
Barry.
Shore. And yeah, the name of the show is Across the County, but yes.
What did I say?
Around the county.
I get it wrong every time. And next time I'm in the studio, you can go ahead and just whack me on the head.
You shower me with red vines.
Shower with red. I can do that. I wish Red Vines were a charity. I would announce.
But yeah,
that.
so many great people that I've had on, and Edwin Edeberry and Barry Shore, two of the most happiest individuals that really contribute, in my mind, to society in the most priceless way.
Agreed. Edwin Edeberry, the CEO of Happiness, and Barry Shore, The Joy of Living. Yeah, they've just kind of overcome a lot. And I love things like that. And both of their organizations that they have, just trying to get people to be happy and do their, and be kind of where you are, and you can pick yourself up by the bootstraps and get going.
And a lot of people think that, having a nonprofit or something that affects the community has to be something where, you're making a financial donation, or they provide a physical service. And that's not necessarily true, because look at Edwin and Barry, two classic cases in point, where, again, on a Friday, as we talk about this, from a mental health standpoint, I mean, that is probably one of the greatest community services that you could possibly provide.
Agreed. Especially from that perspective, it's something that they're providing a service. And I think the other thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is when we talk about charities and nonprofits, it doesn't mean people don't get paid. I mean, some people in nonprofits, they do well for themselves because they are the CEO, CFO, creator, founder, whatever. Some organizations have payroll, some don't. Some have a very little payroll, some have very big payroll. And when you are, let's say you're putting together your estate plan and you're trying to figure out, I want to be giving. I want to give money to a charity. How do I give money to a charity? How do I figure out how much of my money goes to the actual function, like the actual, how much of it goes to the charitable purpose itself, and how much of it goes into the administrative costs. And when you have public charities that are the 501c3s and things like that, they're federally, easy to say, federally registered charities, and they have to put information online to show, how much is paid to administrative costs, how much of it actually goes to the people. And so you can look that up. And I know they'll go and research a company, go, whoa, I used to like them, but now their administrative costs are so high, I no longer want to contribute to them because they're spending so much on administration. I think they're being ineffective. You get an organization, and this is really rare, but you have like Gently Hugged, which is gentlyhugged.org. They provide baby supplies, baby clothes for babies for the whole first year of their life, are these bags that they create and deliver to babies around San Diego County. They have 93% of all donations go directly to the purpose, which is to the children, all to the babies, 93%, which is phenomenal. It's just unheard of. Coming up next on the Word on Wealth here, we're here on this fantastic Friday, right before our 4th of July holiday, and we want to hear about your favorite charity. So coming up next, there are lines open. You're going to call and tell us about your favorite charity, why you like them, what they're all about, 888-344-1170 here on the Word on Wealth.
You've got questions. We've got free ebooks and videos. Read Gary's blogs. Call or click to request your free consultation or to talk with a member of the GQ team. That's gqlaw.com. 855-500-TRUST.
You're live.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to the Word on Wealth. It's a very special Friday. What we have done on this show is dedicated every Friday to doing things that are not business-like. Monday through Thursday, I talk about how to build, protect, and transfer your wealth. Building, which would be like our Anthony Wright, who's our financial advisor, a financial fiduciary, absolutely phenomenal. What he does for clients, how he takes care of people, and how he is on our show. That's coming up on Thursdays. On Wednesdays, we have John Burroughs with Finance of America, and he talks about everything to do with your homes and mortgages and rentals. Then we've got on Mondays, we talk about tax issues, tax issues, resolving tax problems. That's on Mondays. Tuesday, we have estate planning. That's with me talking about all the different things that you can have and that you need that would work out for your estate plan, your wealth transfers, and those type of things. And on Fridays, which is that's every Friday, 20% of our show, we are donating to mental health. And today we're getting into charities. So I would love you to call me on the air. You're going to call and get Noah. Call us at 888-344-1170, 888-344-1170. You can give a shout out to your favorite charity. If you don't want to talk to me on the air, just tell Noah what your favorite charity is, and then he will relay that to me and he'll just state it on the air. So 888-344-1170, 888-344-1170. There are lines open. You can call and tell us about your favorite charity.
Got another one for you, Gary.
All right.
Somebody that I was actually just honored enough to be able to have introduced to me probably early last year. His real name is Roger Tinsley, and he actually has become a real life superhero. He calls himself Danger Man, the urban superhero, and he is a catalyst for change. He has the Danger Man Education Foundation, and he helps children fight obesity, illiteracy, helps them support healthy lifestyles, safe lifestyles. He's very much against like gun violence. And he goes around to so many different schools in America to talk to the different kids. And he also posts updates on his YouTube channel about how to stay safe and what's going on in the community. He really is an invaluable asset. And I'm pleased to know him. And people can check him out at thedangerman.com.
Thedangerman.com. Okay. I love that.
And it is a 50. His Danger Man Education Foundation is a 501c3.
Perfect. All right. It's one of the things that we do, I mean, as an attorney, I will set up nonprofits for people. We'll set up charitable organizations and nonprofits. And it's always the application is very interesting because you form basically a corporation. You can do a corporation or an LLC. Typically we do corporations. And then the corporation needs to be qualified as a 501c3, which is basically under the Internal Revenue Code, section 501 sub C sub 3. That's just 501c3. There you go. That's where the number comes from, the Internal Revenue Code. And the application is much, much more difficult than putting together the corporation. It's very, very long. It's very complicated. What's fun about it is that people need to describe what their charity is going to do. Why are they forming it? Who's it going to help? Who's it going to be on the board? How's it going to be owned? What do you plan on doing? What are the first year revenues that you plan on? Have you had any revenues in the past? Because some people have an organization and they run it for a year and they go, oh, wow, I need to get my nonprofit status so we can do the application even after the corporation's been formed for a while. But filling in the application, it's a really fun process. Putting together a corporation is really fun because it's very creative, because people are very excited. It's the front end of things. It's new. It's the legal entity they need. And then you go to the nonprofit qualification. And that is really fun because you get to hear all the energy and the passion of the founder of the organization and telling you why they're doing what they're doing. And the application goes to the Internal Revenue Service, and you are convincing them that this purpose that you have, that it's worthy to be called a 501c3. Part of that, if it is a 501c3, there's also 4, 5, and 6s, but a 501c3 is the one that is tax deductible. So if a 501c3 can accept contributions that are tax deductible to the donor, the person's giving the money, can take a tax contribution deduction for that. If it's anything else like a 501c4, 5, or 6, then they still do things as like their charitable foundations, but it may not be a tax deductible contribution. Like we did an organization up in Orange County, and it was a police officer support group that we founded. And it was, we put together for the founders of the organization and support them in putting together and getting their nonprofit status, which is really fun because then it's this police officer organization. I love police officers. I love first responders. Of any kind, people that are out there risking their lives to help other people. I think those are fantastic. And though they are not nonprofits or charities, they give a lot more than they get paid. And I love, to be involved in organizations like that, where they set up foundations to support each other. So I think those are also very important nonprofits. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We had a drive in an organization that I was in. We were with the California Society of Tax Consultants, and we had we've done it a couple of times during the year for several years. Is we would have the fundraiser, the charity of the tax group we selected as Gently Hugged, and so we would bring a Gently Hugged collection bin and donation slips and all that stuff, all the official stuff. We would bring that because my law firm, GQ Law, supports Gently Hugged, and vice versa. They're very good to us as far as supporting us, and and telling people that that we support them, which is really wonderful. We kind of have that kind of back and forth, and we've been able to provide a lot of clothing, like hundreds and hundreds of pounds of clothing to this organization. And the fun thing about it is it's this local organization, this local charity, and we have people that will come in and drop their donations. And these are some tax professionals. There's one lady, she's like in her 80s, and she is the most darling woman. She comes in and she says, I had so much fun. She said, I don't get to buy clothing for my children. They're all grown up. My grandchildren are grown up. My great grandchildren are, that they're not babies anymore either. So she loves, every year we have these parties, and she will go to the baby aisle with her shopping cart, and she just starts pulling stuff off of the racks that stuff from preemies to 1-year-olds. And she'll bring in like 2 or 3 bags just full of baby clothes. Because, as you get older, you have more money than you need. When you're younger, you don't have enough money, and yet you need more. So it was very fun. So that's the kind of thing that a lot of these charities and organizations do. One thing that you could do is you can, as part of your own estate plan, if you have your favorite charity, you can put them in as a recipient of some charitable contribution gift after you pass away. Tell us about your favorite charity. Call us right now on the line at 888-344-1170. That's 888-344-1170. Call. You're going to get Noah, and we are here on the Word on Wealth. You're going to talk to me, Gary Quackenbush, or talk to Noah. Tell him what your favorite charity is, or you can talk to me on the air and we'll go over it, and you can plug your favorite charity. Tell us about it and why you love it. We'd be happy to hear from you. We've got lines open right now at 888-344-1170. Feeding San Diego. Okay. There is a Feeding America is this huge, big organization where they take all kinds of food donations. I've been there with youth groups and church groups for many years. And when you go on a project with them, we've done it before where Feeding America was putting together kits for there's been a disaster, like there's been an earthquake, or there's been the fire that was in Scripps Ranch and so many people lost their homes, is that we'll put together these kits. And like with the refugee situation, Feeding America will put together kits for refugees, and it's going to be food kits or sometimes personal hygiene kits, but mostly food kits when it's the Feeding America. And we'll put together hundreds and hundreds of kits in these boxes. It's so professional and it's so fun to do. You go there, we did it during the pandemic a couple of times where you're sweating like crazy because it was a warm day and we had to have a mask on. And it's like, okay, I'm doing this because it's a charitable organization and I know they're good. I know their administrative costs are low, and I know they feed people because we have so much food in America that's extra. They take the extra food and they distribute it to people that need it. So Feeding America is a really good one. The other thing, if you're trying to find charities, it's just not hard to find charities that you like. There's some that will post opportunities to, for charity. You can look for opportunities, like how do you find out opportunities to serve, and what if you have an organization that wants to find opportunities to serve? I mean, you have the big ones like Goodwill and Salvation Army and Father Joe's and things like that, but you can also there is a website called justserve.org. It's just JustServe, JUSTSERVE, justserve.org. And it's an organization, it's a website you can go on, and you just put in the area that you're in and that you want a charity and how many people can be there, and then they give you these opportunities, because there's charities and people that are organizations that have needs for people and man hours and woman hours and kid hours, but people hours to do their thing. And they will post on justserve.org. So you can go there with your youth group or your organization or yourself or your family, go to justserve.org and you look there and you can find where there are charitable needs. And a lot of times you have San Diego Food Bank on there. You'll have Feeding America. Sometimes you'll see things from Salvation Army or Goodwill, but there's just different organizations that need help and they need manpower to get stuff done. Sometimes you see justserve.org. They'll have a trip where they go to the Penasquitos Canyon, which is up in the North County area. And justserve.org announces that there's going to be going to go outdoors and you're going to repair trails and do weeding and stuff like in these nonprofit nature centers and stuff like that. So justserve.org is a really good way to find charitable opportunities, not just find out about the charity, but find charitable opportunities. All right. We have lines open, 888-344-1170. I would love, and we only have a few minutes left of the show, folks. So I'd really love to hear, just call up, tell me who your charity is, and then hang back up. That's totally fine. 888-344-1170. You're on your cell phone. You can do this. 888-344-1170. When we get back, tell us who your favorite charity is. Next on The Word on Wealth.
You don't need to know everything. You just need to know where to find answers you can trust when you need them. Welcome to The Word on Wealth with Gary Quackenbush of GQ Law. We're here to help you build, protect, and transfer everything you've worked hard for with expert estate planning, trust administration, inheritance, and probate. Call Gary and the team at gqlaw.com. 855-500-TRUST.
We're with Craig Smith of Border
I have one more.
Sword for Cybersecurity.
Initial consultation or to talk with a member of the team. Call Gary at 855-500-TRUST. GQ Law.
You're live.
Here we are. Happy Friday, everybody. We are on our charity watch. Actually, we just want to find out what your favorite charity is. We'd love to have you give us a call. 888
And now it's
344
Charity Watch.
It's Charity Watch. There's actually a website called charitywatch.org, and that actually tells you what percentage of their stuff goes to administrative costs and what goes actually to the charity. And some of them is shocking. Ooh, yay. Anyway, Noah has one more. Noah, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Gary. It's a pleasure to be here. A long-time listener, first-time caller. No, somebody else that I've had on the show.
You never called the show. You're sitting on the other mic.
Especially with everything in the news. Great to bring them up. Save the Storks, and people can go to savethestorks.com, and they're about believing in the value of life, the reality of abortion, offering educated choices to women and empowering them, giving them the information they need so that they can make the right decision for them. And they offer so many different services, including providing ultrasounds, and they have a stork bus that actually will come out to the area of the woman to provide these services for them. And a lot of the times what they find out is once the woman has had this opportunity to just at least have that ultrasound before she makes the decision, more often than not, they choose to have the baby. So it's really an empowering nonprofit because it's providing resources that women might not think they already have the access to.
Interesting. I love that. So you've got savethestorks.com. Savethestorks.com.
And they have multiple locations. They come to various areas of San Diego. Just check it out. Go there. If you're in need and you need some information, it's a great place to go.
All right. So we have got, appreciate that. No, I really do. Thanks for being my producer, by the way. This is good stuff. Hey, we do have line open, 888-344-1170. Call us, 888-344-1170. You've got a couple of minutes to get in a call to me, Gary Quackenbush, here on The Word on Wealth, and tell me about your favorite charity. Just announce that to the air. Here, announce it to Noah, and he'll tell us on the air, or you can get on the air with me, 888-344-1170. And to those of you that have called, Lizzie, Chuck, Noah, and Mary, I really appreciate you calling in. Lizzie's favorite charity was Salvation Army because her papa got help through some really tough times by them. Chuck called, talked about focus on the family. Love that one. That's actually one of the shows that's on The Answer San Diego and KPRZ. Then you've also got Mary that talked about CAPS Pregnancy Clinic. CAPS pregnancy clinics are all around San Diego. So you got CAPS, capspregnancyclinics.org, multiple locations. Google reviews are 5.0. They must be good. And they've got Noah talked about higherpatriots.com. We've got the STEP program, STEP, with CEO Tony Taravainen. Incredible organization all over the place, helping provide for enlisted people, support the enlisted project. We've got some of the guests that Noah has had on his show around the county, and that is
across the county.
Gosh dang it. I even wrote it down. Okay, you need to rename it. No, you don't, because then you'd say, I'm going to have to name it Word on Health.
Yeah, it's the Danger Man Education Foundation. He's known as Danger Man, helping kids with literacy and standing up against gun violence, and then Save the Storks.
So that's the literacy one, and Save the Storks. Okay, literacy, Save the Storks. Okay, got those. The other ones were Edwin Edibiri and Barry Shore, and they're not nonprofits, but they're people that have really put a lot of time and energy into making life better for people. Barry Shore, we've had him on this show a couple of times, and Edwin, actually, we've had him on a couple of times too. And he's been on Across the County with Noah multiple times.
And it's still a goal of mine to get them both on the Word on Wealth here at the same time. I think that would be tremendous, because they've done podcasts together, Gary, and they feed off of each other like you wouldn't believe.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, let's do that. That would be good. Our goal is to do that by the end of July.
Let's do it.
See if we can. Edwin Edibiri, Barry Shore, Noah Dingley, Gary Quackenbush on the air together. That would be fun. All right, you guys, nonprofits, charities, big deal. One of the statistics I heard that was so amazing and fantastic. I love this. This was multiple years ago when we're trying to figure out whether we need to have national health care like they do in Europe, and their taxes are only 90%. So they get free health care for paying 70% of their income to taxes. That's not called free health care. That's called very expensive health care. But we say it's free, and we look at Europe and go, wow, it's so cool. Well,
you tout the word around free, Gary. I know we're wrapping up here with 2 minutes to go, but
yeah,
you hear the word free and everyone's like, oh, it's free. Nothing is free, and it always ends up costing.
Tan snaffle. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. I learned that in like economics 101. All right. But yeah, what's happened is America, and you can be proud of this, everybody. America is the #1 most charitable nation on the planet by many multiple factors above, because it is, there's just multiple reasons, but we have the biggest charitable contributions on the planet. And a lot of our charitable contributions go to help people who are in need. Homeless.
America's a very giving nation.
We are. And there's multiple reasons for that, but that's the way we are. That's why we don't have, universal, everybody goes healthcare stuff, because there are organizations around the county that we know of that will take care of people that have needs. If you have needs, you guys, you can find help, whether it's mental health, for mental health issues, for your regular issues, housing issues, pregnancy issues, all those things, supporting enlisted people, all these things. There are so many charities in San Diego County alone that if you just don't know what you want to do, if you feel like you're having a down day, go to justserve.org and look up projects, and you can go and find a project there, and you can go volunteer and do it. Volunteering is the best thing on the planet, I swear. Being a volunteer for a charitable organization, for a nonprofit, it's the best thing. It will make you feel good. It's almost as good. It's actually better than creating your own gratitude journal, which I think is super critical. You've been listening to The Word on Wealth with Gary Quackenbush and Noah Dingley, my producer, helping me out, finding about what people's favorite charities are. We'll do it again. Really appreciate it. You guys have a really happy 4th of July. A lot of reason to be grateful for our wonderful, fabulous entrepreneurial spirit nation. I love this nation. I love this show. Word on Wealth. Go America. Talk to you. Have a good Monday.
Tell a friend about the Word on.
Yeah, I think we should do this every 3-4 months.
And help you preserve your family's financial future. The information you hear on The Word on Wealth is for general information purposes only. This program discusses general financial and legal topics. Seek legal advice from a competent lawyer for your individual legal needs. The opinions expressed here do not necessarily represent the views of Salem Media Group or its sponsors. The Word on Wealth with Gary Quackenbush is sponsored by the Word on Wealth Radio Network.
Yeah, let's try and get